I don't participate in follow for follow culture. In fact, I'm really against what it has become. And I know that's gonna make some people mad, so you're just gonna have to hear me out on this one. But before I piss a bunch of people off, hi, my name is Ezra Faye. I'm a professional makeup artist and a cosplayer. And just as a general footnote, I'm mostly going to be talking about the matter of follow for follow in the context of the cosplay community. And I'm mostly referencing Instagram. Let's talk about what follow for follow culture is. It's literally the concept of someone follows you, you follow them back regardless of content, follower count, mutual friends. It's a nice gesture in of itself. It's kind of like the you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's popular in online communities because it helps people grow their numbers, it helps with reach, and it helps people get connected, especially if you're trying to find people within your niche. But it has definitely grown a toxic side to it. I will be the first to say that there is no right or wrong side. Just as much as it's not wrong to participate in it, it's not wrong to not participate in it. And this video is by no means bashing on people who do follow for follow. Great for you. But just as much as it's not bashing those who do it, it's kind of bringing to light more of the side of why people don't do it, because I do feel like people who don't do it tend to get a little bit of hate. We don't want to spread hate to anybody, but I feel like those who don't participate have been villainized. That's ridiculous. Let's talk about why I don't participate in it. I want to be able to keep up with the people I'm already following, which is hard enough in of itself, but constantly adding new people makes it even harder for me. Not everyone's content is relevant to me. I feel like that should be okay. And then my final reason being, it's my social media. I can do what I want. Let's talk about those 3 points even more. Me not participating in follow for follow culture can seem a little contradictory at a glance, especially if you've watched any of my other videos. You'd know that I've been pretty vocal about being open-minded to making new friends in the cosplay community. It goes hand in hand with my next few points. You also have to understand the fact that you are not going to be for everyone. We're going to talk about that part even more. Also need to understand that not enjoying someone else's content does not mean that their content is bad. When someone follows me, I will always click on their profile to see who they are, what kind of content they have, and if we have any mutual friends. Hence, I'm open-minded to making new friends.
Oh my God! Wow!
If I wasn't, when someone follows me, I'd just be like, oh, new follower, add it to the pile. But it's not like that. I am looking at people's profiles because I want to find more cosplay friends. But I am not going to rush to follow back every single person, because keeping up online is really hard for me. And I know it's gotta be for a lot of other people too. I'm an adult. I have a job. I have a boyfriend. I have hobbies. I don't want to just sit on my phone all day scrolling social media. I can't keep up with what my friends are posting. I don't see their stuff a lot of the times. You can ask anyone who knows me. It takes days, sometimes weeks for me to answer a DM because I just don't have the time. If I were to just follow every single person that follows me, I'm going to lose my friends in all of that, and that's going to be so much of a nightmare. I'm not going to know what's on my feed. I feel like that should be reasonable. I said that you will never be for everyone. What I mean is literally that. I'll take myself for example. I primarily post anime cosplays. Let's say that someone follows me and they're an account that's really dedicated to, I don't fucking know, reality TV.
I'll tell you something. Bacon is good for me. This is very
You're gonna be good.
I am not into reality TV that much, so I don't follow them back because their content is not something that I'm interested in. It doesn't mean I think I'm too good for them or that their content sucks. It just literally is, they're not for me. Or it could be the other way around. What if I followed this reality TV account and they're not interested in me? It doesn't mean that I suck. I know that that can often be the first conclusion people arrive at. I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes someone doesn't follow me back and I'm like, oh, they think my content sucks. It's easy to fall into that mindset, but I think that's hardly ever the case. I think most of the time it's literally just someone's content might not be of appeal to you, or the other way around. When I'm looking at people's accounts after they followed me, I'm trying to find a fandom that we have in common, whether it be one of my main fandoms or one of the ones that I just kind of mildly enjoy. But if I'm not seeing anything that I like, I'm less inclined to follow. So I'm not a big Genshin fan. So if someone follows me and they're only posting Genshin cosplays, their cosplays could be like mind-blowingly good. But if that's all they're posting, I don't really want my feed to start filling up with Genshin or other fandoms that I'm not interested in, because then I'm not going to be seeing my friends. I'm not going to be seeing anything that I'm interested in, and then I'm just going to be mindlessly scrolling. The more that you have on your feed of certain niches is what it's going to keep recommending to you. I don't want my whole feed to be something that I'm not even interested in. Not following someone back, even if we don't have a fandom in common, doesn't mean like I am closing the door on the option of friendship. It could still happen. Maybe someone is interested in my favorite fandom, Naruto, but they haven't posted any cosplays about it because they don't have it, but they end up like interacting with my content or sending me a DM, like being like, hey, like I really like this, I really want to cosplay it sometime. A conversation is initiated. Then I would be more in the mindset of, oh, let's be mutuals, let's talk about it, let's be friends, even if they haven't posted anything Naruto related, because I didn't know that we had that common ground from appearances. But talking reveals more about people, and that's not a bad thing. So if someone likes my content and wants to talk to me, I'm happy to give them a chance, and I'm usually happy to follow back even if the content isn't my cup of tea. But if I did that by default with everyone, my social media would be too much to handle. And sometimes you might not follow someone back because you don't enjoy the form of content. I prefer looking at pictures on Instagram. So someone who is posting primarily skits on Reels isn't my kind of content. I don't really enjoy watching skits. That's okay. It doesn't mean that their skits are bad. It just means that it's not what I enjoy. The main point with why I might not follow someone back is because it is my social media. I want to enjoy my social media, and I would enjoy my social media if it was filled with things that I enjoy rather than things that I don't enjoy or things that I'm not interested in. And then my final point, I said it's my social media. I can do what I want. The thing is, I know that you can do whatever you want. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're right. I'm all about that mentality, but this time I think it is one of those instances where it's like, you know what? Yeah, like you can do whatever you want. If you want to follow every single account and you want to be following like thousands of people, like go for it. Like it's your social media, like you pop off, queen, do what you want. I know people who do the follow for follow thing and they're happy to do it. The thing is, you can follow everyone, you can follow no one. The choice is yours. Nobody can tell you how to use your social media. I mean, like obviously there's community guidelines or like moral standards, but like you're like a normal, like good person, like nobody can really tell you like how to use it. This is where the follow for follow culture gets a little bit toxic, because I know the whole thing with like the cosplay community is like, let's support each other, and it's like, yeah, let's support each other. I don't have to be following you to support you, and I've said this in other videos too. I can be your friend without following you. I've seen like people, and I've experienced it myself, like getting attacked for not following back, and it's just like, that's rude. I'm sorry, but like who the fuck do you think you are, like telling me what to do on a fucking social media app where we're playing dress up? Like, are you serious? Like, I don't get it. I've also had people confront me. They track their followers, and it's a little bit weird to me. It's a little bit obsessive to me. I've had people confront me being like, hey, I noticed you don't follow me back, or hey, I noticed that you unfollowed me. What's up with that? I will let you know why I don't follow you or why I unfollowed you, and most of the time that I don't follow, like I've said, or I've unfollowed someone is because their content isn't relevant to me. Or if I'm unfollowing someone, it's because their content used to be relevant to me, but we don't talk anymore, we don't interact with each other's content, and they're not posting anything that I'm interested in. Yeah, I can still be your friend. That should be okay. I never really understood why people are tracking it. It seems a little bit obsessive to me. You can do whatever you want. Why are you so obsessed about it? I've never really understood should, what benefit tracking your followers or tracking who unfollows you has. What is the benefit? If someone could explain that to me, if you've done it, let me know, because some people have those apps to see who unfollows them so they can unfollow them back. And it's like, if you're that petty, slay. I don't know. If someone has like a genuine answer, that would be helpful. Or like, if you only follow people to get followed back, I think that's weird. At that point, you're just treating people like numbers. You're not looking to cultivate a friendship, a community, anything like that. You're literally just trying to get things from people. Do what you want. That's the thing. You can do that. It's not against the community guidelines, but it is a little bit like, that's weird. But I remember such an example of this that like still is mind-boggling to me to this day. This was recent. So there was this guy and he followed me. As I do, I clicked on his profile and I was like, all right, let's see what this dude is all about. He did really cool anime hoodies. While I could acknowledge like, hey, your work is really good, I don't really follow a lot of brands, especially when they're trying to sell something through the page or all they're posting is promoting their product. I don't really want to be advertised to. It just wasn't really of interest to me. It was nothing against him at first, and it was nothing against his work. So I didn't follow back and I went about my day. A few days later, I got the notification again saying that he followed me, and I was like, well, that's weird. Didn't you just follow me a few days ago? Still didn't follow back. Got the notification again a few days later that he followed me, and I'm like, is this guy unfollowing me and then following me again? So I DM'd him and I was like, hey, is there a reason that you keep unfollowing me and then following me again? And he was like, I don't remember verbatim what he said, and he blocked me, so I can't pull up the messages again. But basically he was like, yeah, I was trying to like get you to follow me back. And I was like, oh. And he was like, but you don't do that. I guess you don't support people, and I'm not a fan of that. And I was like, that's really entitled. I don't have to do that if I don't want to. You're welcome to follow me, but that doesn't mean I have to follow you back. I don't owe you that. Man, I don't remember what he said, but I remember like he said something really rude, and I just really remember him being like, I'm not a fan. First of all, you're acting like a fan if you're being that obsessive over me, but then I'm like, what do you mean you're not a fan of my behavior? The fuck? He was just trying to get me to follow him back, and then when he realized I wasn't going to do that, he got very confrontational about it, very rude about it. And then I remember being so peeved by that whole thing that I like took screenshots of the conversation and posted it on my close friend's story and was just like, hey, if this guy is following you, like, you might want to be warned. Like, he's a little weird, a little creepy, because I like to look out for the girlies. Hate creepy guys online. And I remember one of my mutuals, she was like, oh my god, wait, he did that to me too. And I eventually just followed him back so it would stop. And I think it happened to like 2 or 3 people, and I'm just like, that's crazy. Don't do that. If someone does not follow you back, I feel like just the one time should be enough. You shouldn't unfollow and then follow again even once, because it's like, at that point, bro, they're not following you back. Chill. Like, if they follow you back, if they don't, they don't. Because I've had people not follow me back, and then after I've commented on a post a couple times or just interacted with a few times, I got that follow back, and I'm like, great. But I'm not so pressed about getting that follow back that I'm bothering someone or antagonizing them for not following me. Like, who the fuck do you think you are, hoodie dude? I hope he sees this video. Honestly, you're weird, but whatever. Too many people on my social media overwhelms me. I'm not a bad person for that. I'm not unsupportive of cosplayers for that. I am supporting myself first. I know my limits. I know what works for me. I'm gonna take care of me first. That doesn't mean that I hate your cosplays, don't support you, whatever. Deal with it. If you can't deal with it, just don't follow me. It's whatever. Honestly, I don't get pressed when I lose followers. I don't get pressed when I lose subscribers, because just as much as I can do what I want online, people can do what they want online. And if they don't like my content, I should be okay with that. If I'm saying, oh, you gotta be okay if I don't like your content, I have to be okay if people don't like my content. And I am, because I have a healthy relationship with the internet. I don't think that you should be required to remove someone from you as a follower if you unfollow them. I know I've heard people say that before, like, if you unfollow someone, you should go ahead and remove them as a follower. No, you don't have to do that. People can follow who they want. So just because you're not interested in someone anymore doesn't mean that they might not still be interested in you. So if they still want to follow you, like, booyah, go for it. Thanks for sticking around, and maybe we can reconnect one day. Maybe we'll have another mutual interest one day. It doesn't mean like I have to like decide who can and can't follow me. I'm not here to make those decisions for you. I'm not here to decide whether or not you should be following me or not. It doesn't matter that much. It shouldn't be that serious. People can make their own choices, just like you can. No one should antagonize you for following or unfollowing or not following someone to begin with. There are so many terrible things just within the cosplay community itself that we could be worrying about, but we're really going to be worrying about something as petty as that. Let's be real, like, we aren't celebrities. If you're obsessed with it that much, that's unhealthy. I've said this a million times too, but most of us are not going to be cosplaying like this in 5 to 10 years. I'm turning 24 next month. If I'm thinking about when I'm 30, I don't know if I'm still going to be cosplaying or not. So I'm not stressed about being famous. I have social media. Yeah, I have YouTube. Yes, I would like to do well on both, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, like, ultimately, like, I'm just trying to enjoy myself and I'm just trying to have fun with my friends, and that's literally it. If you choose to do follow for follow, that's great. If you choose not to, that should be great too. We should have mutual respect for whatever people choose. At first, when I started this video, I felt like I was doing something super controversial and scandalous, and now I'm realizing this is not that controversial. This is not that scandalous. It's just one of those things within the cosplay community people do feel, but it's villainized so much, or it's not talked about enough, that like people often don't want to be the first one to say something. I'm probably not the first one to say something, but at least within the circle that I'm in, I feel like I am one of the first people to say something. We have to stop worrying so much about the numbers, stop worrying so much about what people are doing if they aren't doing cancelable offenses or if they aren't doing illegal things. We have to stop worrying about how people are enjoying their hobbies, how people are enjoying their social media. Just worry about you. For real. You'll feel so much better. Bottom line, be respectful, stay in your lane, and have fun. Let me know what you think about this. If you do follow for follow, if you don't follow for follow, either way, let me know why. If you have an opposing view from mine, let's talk about it, because I would love to have a discussion. So please let me know what you think, and as always, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can become one of Ezra's faves, where I talk about cosplay and the community and makeup and anime and all sorts of other stuff. It's really just becoming whatever I want to talk about at this point. That's the most riled up I've gotten making a video, because I have been ready to say this. I need to go find out what else I'm pissed off about so I can write a script. Okay, bye!